Did you know you could be watering your garden every single day and still slowly killing your plants? Not from too little water, but from the way you're giving it to them. Imagine walking out on a hot July evening, proud of how faithfully you've watered all week, and instead of lush, thriving plants, you find wilting leaves, yellowing tips, and soil that somehow looks dry an inch down. Sounds alarming, right? But here's the real kicker. Every one of these 7 watering mistakes is completely reversible, and most take just one small change to fix. So let's dive into the 7 summer watering mistakes that are silently killing your plants. Starting with number 7. Here's the big question every gardener is asking in the peak of summer. I water all the time, so why are my plants still struggling? The answer is simple. Watering feels like the easiest thing in gardening, but in the summer heat, it's also where the most damage quietly happens. It's almost never about how often you water. It's about how the depth, the timing, the spot on the plant, the soil underneath. Get those wrong, and you can pour water every day and still leave your roots gasping. The good news, you don't need to water more. You just need to fix these 7 habits. And I'll show you exactly how, one at a time. Number 3, fools even experienced gardeners, so make sure you stick around for that one. First up, number 7, and it's the most common one of all. You water a little bit every day, the surface looks damp, and yet your plants wilt the moment the afternoon sun hits. That's the sign of shallow watering. Here's what most people get wrong. A light daily sprinkle only wets the top inch of soil. So your plant's roots never have a reason to grow down. They stay up near the surface, chasing that little bit of moisture. And up there, in the July heat, the soil dries out fast, and those shallow roots cook. You've accidentally trained your plant to be fragile. Water deep, not often. A long, slow soak 2 or 3 times a week beats a quick splash every day. You want the water to reach 6-8 inches down. That pulls the roots deep, where the soil stays cool and moist even in a heat wave. Deep and steady builds a tough, resilient plant. Give it a couple of weeks and those roots reach down on their own. And suddenly your plants shrug off the heat that used to wilt them. Number 6. Take a close look at your leaves. Are you seeing brown or black spots, powdery patches, or blotches that seem to spread from leaf to leaf? That's fungal disease, and your watering can might be causing it. Here's the real kicker. Every time you spray water over the top of the plant, you leave the leaves wet. And wet leaves sitting in warm, humid summer air are the perfect breeding ground for fungal spores. You're basically watering the disease along with the plant. Water at the base, down at the soil line. Never over the top. Keep the foliage dry. And if you do get the leaves wet, do it early in the morning so the sun dries them quickly instead of letting them stay damp overnight. One small aim adjustment, hose down, not over, and you cut off most summer plant disease before it ever starts. Number 5. Do you water in the heat of the afternoon when you finally notice your plants drooping? It feels like the right, responsive thing to do, but the timing is quietly working against you. In the midday sun, most of the water you pour evaporates before it ever soaks in. You're literally watering the air, and droplets on the leaves can act like tiny magnifying glasses in bright sun, scorching the foliage. Water late in the evening instead, and the water sits on the leaves and soil all night, inviting the fungal problems from number 6. Water in the early morning. It's the golden window. The soil drinks it in before the heat arrives, the plant is fully hydrated for the hard part of the day, and the leaves dry as the sun comes up. If mornings are impossible, early evening is your backup, watering the soil only. Same amount of water, completely different result, just by moving when you do it. Number 4. Do you water every day at the same time no matter what, rain or shine, heat wave or cool spell? A rigid schedule feels responsible, but it's how plants get drowned and parched. Plants don't drink on a calendar. A cool, cloudy week needs far less water than a 95-degree scorcher. Water the same amount regardless, and on cool days you drown the roots and rot them. On blazing days you fall short. The schedule ignores what the plant actually needs right now. Let the soil tell you. Stick your finger 2 inches down. If it's dry there, it's time to water. If it's still moist, wait. A cheap moisture meter does the same job without the guesswork. You're watering the plant in front of you, not the one on the calendar. Quick question. Drop it in the comments. What are you growing this summer that you're fighting to keep alive in this heat? I'm genuinely curious, and I read every single one. Alright, number 3. This is the one I promised fools, even experienced gardeners, especially with containers and new transplants. You water faithfully. The water runs right through the pot and out the bottom in seconds. And yet the plant keeps wilting. It looks watered, it isn't. Here's the big question. How can water run straight through and the plant still be thirsty? When potting soil or a root ball dries out completely in the summer heat, it actually turns water repellent. The water can't soak in, so it races down the gap between the dried soil and the edge of the pot and straight out the drainage holes. The center of the root ball stays bone dry. You're watering the pot, not the roots. You have to re-wet it slowly. Water a little, wait a few minutes for the soil to soften and accept moisture, then water again. Or better yet, sit the whole pot in a tray of water for 20 to 30 minutes and let it drink from the bottom up. Add mulch on top and it won't dry out that severely again. Once that root ball is fully rehydrated, the plant bounces back astonishingly fast, often within a day. And here's the reassuring part. You never lost the plant. It was just thirsty in a way you couldn't see. Be honest. Did you know dry soil could actually repel water? If number 3 caught you off guard, let me know below. You are absolutely not alone on this one. Now, before we get to the top 2, let's talk about the missing element behind almost every mistake we've covered. Consistency you don't have to think about. Watering deep at the right time by the plant's actual need in a summer heat wave, doing all that by hand, is genuinely hard. That's exactly why I put together a free summer watering cheat sheet. It lays out the deep watering schedule, the finger test guide, and the morning window checklist all on one page you can print and tape right to your shed. It's linked at the very top of the description, completely free. And if you want to take the guesswork out entirely, the soaker hose and the simple drip timer I personally use are linked there too. I want to be transparent. Those are affiliate links, so they support the channel at no extra cost to you, and I only ever link the tools I had actually put in my own garden. A soaker hose on a timer solves mistakes number 7, 5, and 4 all at once. Deep, morning, consistent, automatically. Alright, now the top 2. And number 1 is the one hiding in plain sight. Number 2, does your soil look dry and cracked by afternoon no matter how well you watered in the morning? Are your plants wilting by 3 o'clock? You're almost certainly skipping mulch. In the summer sun, bare soil bakes. All that morning water you gave evaporates straight out of the exposed dirt by midday, so your careful watering is literally rising into the air by lunchtime. On top of that, bare soil temperature swings wildly, and that heat stress on the roots undoes everything. Lay down 2 to 3 inches of straw or shredded leaf mulch around the base of every plant. It's like a lid on a pot. It holds the moisture in, keeps the root zone cool and steady, and smothers the weeds that would steal water. One afternoon of mulching cuts your watering need dramatically. It's the single easiest change on this whole list, and it makes every other watering fix work harder for you. And the number one summer watering mistake: watering the plant instead of the roots. If you're standing there with a hose spraying the whole plant, leaves, stems, and a little on the ground, this ties together every mistake we've made today. Your plant doesn't drink through its leaves, it drinks through its roots down in the soil. So every second you spend wetting foliage is water that's evaporating, inviting disease, and never reaching where it counts. Meanwhile, the root zone, the only place that matters, gets whatever's left over. It's the mistake that makes shallow watering, leaf disease, and evaporation all worse at the same time. Aim low and slow, right at the soil around the base, and let it soak in deep. A watering wand, a soaker hose, or drip irrigation all put the water exactly where the roots are and nowhere else. Water the ground, not the greenery, and that one shift is the master key to this entire list. Get this one right, and you're not just fixing a single mistake, you're solving half of them at once. That's how you finish the summer strong. And there you have it. The 7 summer watering mistakes that are silently killing your plants, and exactly how to reverse every one. Let's recap fast. Water deep, not shallow. Keep the leaves dry. Water in the morning. Water by need, not by calendar. Fully re-wet those dried out pots. Mulch to hold it all in, and always aim for the roots, not the leaves. Here's the truth. You haven't lost your garden to the heat. You caught these in time, and that changes everything. Grab the free summer watering cheat sheet in the description so every fix is in one place. Now tell me down in the comments, which watering mistake were you making? I read every single one, and I truly love hearing from you. If this helped, subscribe and hit the bell. New videos every Monday and Thursday to keep your garden thriving all season long. Until next time, thanks for watching and happy gardening.